Okay, now we are going into bullet 3. Bullet 3 basically is about setting the graduating CGPA target, meaning that what CGPA they want to get upon graduation. This is very also important because um, bullet 3 will help them uh, to plan every semester as bullet 2. Okay, bullet 2 will work to hand in hand with bullet 3. Okay, so meaning to say that every semester they have to set two targets. What is the GPA they want to obtain upon graduation, and then use each semester to work for it. So every semester they have to set that. Okay, so they are setting the semester target by using bullet 2, and at the same time make sure bullet 3 is also being referred to. Okay, so talking about bullet 3 is like you think like a businessman trying to sell 145 apples in the market for 8 days. So if you are the businessman, what will you do? You want to sell 145 apples in the market for 8 days, right? Basically, I think number one, you will set targets, right? Okay, for 145 apples, how much you want to get, for 8 days. So still a big chunk, right? So then you go for the market, you survey, oh, okay, let's say the apple is certain price, and then based on that, you set your own price for each apple. So basically, let's say for me, if I want to sell the 145 apples for 8 days, for each apple, I put the target, okay, I want to sell each apple at least 3.8, 3 ringgit 80 cents. So that's the values for each of my 145 apples. So how much I'll be getting? 145 multiplied by 3 ringgit 80, I'll be getting a certain amount, right? That amount of ringgit Malaysia will be my target. So what will you do? So day one, you pluck or you take out, let's say 20 apples. Out of the 145 apples, you go to the market and then you sell it. All right, apple, 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 apple. How much will it sell? How much? It's 3 ringgit 80 cents. You tell the potential buyer. So the buyer said, all right, okay, I'll buy two. So you manage to sell two apples at the intended price. Yeah, 3 ringgit 80 cents. That is good. Then coming the next potential customer, how much is apple, sir? 3 ringgit 80 cents. Say, oh, can you go lower? And then the customer bargain with you, and eventually, okay, all right, I will. Then you agree with the price of 3 ringgit 50 cents, and eventually the process continue until you sell all your 20 apples for day one. So what will you be doing next for day one? So definitely you will be calculating, right, the total amount of money you are getting for day one in selling the 20 apples. Then you get the total, and then you divide for each apple so that you get the average values you manage to sell for each apple. Definitely in this case, because there are buyers that buying lower than the intended initially set 3 ringgit 80 cents. So definitely the numbers of the average values of each apple you manage to sell is lower than the initial set 3 ringgit 80 cents. So as a businessman, remember, you still have the target. Yeah, you already set, I want to get this much if I sell 145 apples at 3.8 3 ringgit and 80 cents, right? So what will you do in second day? In second day, will you okay, let's say in second day you pluck another, yeah, or you take another 20 apples. Yeah, how many more apples you have at the beginning of day two, right? You start with 145 apples you already sold, yeah, 20 apples. Now in your hand you have 125. So for day two you take another 20. So how many more left in the basket or in the on the tree? Yeah, so you 125, you minus 20, so on the tree or in the basket there are 105 apples. Okay, don't bother about that first, because you already took another 20 apples. Yeah, so on day two, you took these 20 apples, you go to the market again. But before that, you need to adjust. Okay, now Yesterday I said 380, but I managed to get lower than that. So in order for me to mark up the price or the lose, yeah, yesterday, so how much you need to sell the apple? So how will you get the price? As a businessman, definitely the total amount of ringgit money you want to collect for 145, you minus the amount of money you got yesterday, and the balance of that money you divide by 100, 25 apples, right? So you'll be getting numbers here higher than 3.8 something. I think maybe about 3 ringgit 83 cents now. So you go to the market, you need to sell at a higher price now than day one. Yeah, so you go to the market, apple, how much? 3 ringgit 83 cents. All right, I'm buying on that price. So they continue to continue and continue. So until you finish, yeah, selling all 20 apples for second day. Then again, you repeat the same process. Okay, how much I've got the money? Okay, total money. Then you divide by 20 apples. Then you'll be getting the average, yeah, price, selling price for apple in day two. Yeah, then you say, oh, okay, have you got or have you achieved the values above the 3 ringgit 83 per apple or not? If you achieve, then good, because you already achieved that, so you don't have to worry, meaning that you are on track to get the total amount of money you have already set. If you successfully sell all the 145 apples. All right, if less than that in day two, then what to do? You have again repeat the whole process again for day three. You take another apple. Now you need to calculate how much or what is the new selling price now to cover the loss from the first 2 days. And so that is the process. So when you talk about bullet tree, it will involve those processes. You are like a businessman trying to sell 145 apples in the market for 8 days. This analogy, we can say in this way. Our student is a businessman. They have 145 units that they will try to bargain or try their best to sell them or to manage them for 8 semesters. So every semesters, every day is equivalent to one semester. So like day one just now. So the businessman took 20 apples. So and then he worked on it for day one. And then with initial target 3.8 and 3 ringgit 80 cents. But then after the day one or reached the end, he successfully sold all by a lower price. So he need to change the strategy. One of the strategies are, or one of the strategy is to sell at a higher price in day two. So looking at this analogy, the same goes to our students. Every semester, example, they are taking 20 units. So they are taking 20 apples, remember? So these 20 units, they have to work for it. So that each unit will give them, let's say, okay, they target, okay, this semester, open graduation, I want to obtain 3.8. So they have to work hard for the semester one, because knowing that if they want to graduate 3.8, they have to work with the 20 apple and the first 20 apples in a way that the first 20 apple will give values no more than 3.8. So they work on that. So meaning to say 3.8 will be the GPA of that semester, because GPA is the average value of each unit. Yeah, okay, they work hard for it. If they got 3.8, all right, well done. So meaning that second semester they don't have to change the target, because they take out another 20 unit or 21 units, and each unit they need to give values of 3.8 if they are getting 3.8 from semester 1. But if they get semester 1 less than 3.8, meaning to say they have to get or give higher value for apples or for unit in semester 2. But the thing is, they need to know exactly how much they have to put in. So this is where bullet tree will come in. Bullet tree will allow we mathematically, yeah, not so accurate for me a plus minus maybe 0.1 points here, but at least it gives some ideas about the students how much they have to target for each semester, having completed certain semesters. Yeah. So what is bullet 3? So this is bullet 3. Bullet 3, the graduating CGPA target, is enabling the students to target GPA, yeah, the coming GPA or the coming semester, um, of what to target, based on their previous performance, yeah, in the previous semesters. As you can see here, at the top, yeah, section, that is where or related to their graduation. So they have the total overall unit, they have the total overall evaluated points, and also CGPA score. Still remember what is the formula of CGPA? It's the total overall evaluated points divided by total overall units. So 551 divided by 145, so you'll be getting 3.8. Yeah, so there are many ways to go about, like the apple seller just now. He can set a certain amount of money. Let's say he can say, okay, I want to get 551 ringgit today. So 551, he has 145 apples. So he divide by 145. Then he knows that every apple he must sell 3 ringgit 80 cents in order to get 551 ringgit. That is one way. Another way is he set the value of each apple first, then he work out the amount of money he will obtain if he successfully, yeah, sold all the apples. Yeah? So he said, okay, I want to sell the apple at 3 ringgit 80. So I have 145, so 3.8 multiplied by 145. So I'll be getting 551 ringgit. So there are two approaches here about setting the ultimate goal of the money. Yeah. Okay, so for our part, we are taking the second approach. You set the pointer, the CGPA upon graduations, yeah, with the students. Then you multiply by the total unit. Then you'll be getting the total overall evaluated points at the 551. Okay, so that is the first section. It's about the CGPA upon graduation. So if you go to lower section, then you start to see for every semester target. So the GPA target, the CGPA target. So you have semester 1, semester 2, semester 3, all the way to semester 8. Okay, how to read, how to use this bullet tree. Number one, for look at the semester 1. Semester 1, you have total unit 20, yeah, for column GPA, and then the green one, yeah, and then total evaluated points, yeah, 65.4, and the score 3.27. So, okay, how you need to fill up, yeah, or how do you use this table? All right, remember just now, you need to ask the students to set the target, yeah, of the CGPA upon graduation. Okay, he has set 3.8, so we calculate based on 145. Yeah, this the overall points needed is 551. Okay, so for first semester, the student is taking 20 units. Yeah, so for 20 unit, when he start the first semester, in his mind, he knows that I need to get 3.80. Together with bullet 2 just now, yeah, you try to set with the students so that, yeah, based on bullet 2, what is the values of GPA obtained, yeah, from bullet 2? Is it almost similar to, yeah, the one he planned for bullet 3? Yeah, so use both, bullet 2 and bullet 3, yeah, side by side together, so that the student will come up with more or less similar, yeah, target for that particular semester. So you can either use bullet 3 to push bullet 2, or you can use bullet 2 to push bullet 3. It depends on the scenario. Okay, so what will happen is for semester 1, the student taking 20, so he said, okay, I want to get 380. So he has planned to get his bullet 2. He will work based on the percentage for each subjects. He worked hard, but unfortunately for that particular semester, semester 1, at the end of the semester, he only managed to get 3.27. So it's okay. So in bullet tree, you put the result, yeah, in the green cells, yeah. So you put 20 for sem 1, then you put the actual score, yeah, 3.27, yeah, and then the total evaluated points will come out as 65 ringgit and 14 cents, meaning that, yeah, for 20 apples, yeah, the student managed to sell, he's selling at 3 ringgit 27 only for each apple, and he managed to accumulate 65 ringgit 40 cents. So as a businessman, how much money you have to obtain? So 551 minus by 65 ringgit 40. So you need to obtain 4 ringgit 85, yeah, 60 cents from the remaining apple. How many more apple left? 145 minus 20, so 125. So from the balance of 125 apples or 125 units, our students need to obtain 4 ringgit 85, 485 ringgit 60 cents in order to achieve the ultimate target 551. So 4 ringgit 485 divided by 125, meaning to say the remaining 125 apples or unit, the student has to give a value or a price of 3 ringgit 88 cents or 3.88. So meaning that for the second semester, okay, he take out, yeah, 21 apples or 21 units, and he knows that for these 21 units he must give now uh, the units or the apples values of 3.88. So for second semester, his target is 3.88. So you will go back to bullet 2, you work together with the students in terms of the percentage target. Yeah. Okay. And then he worked hard. He worked hard for that, but eventually when he obtained result of second semester, he managed to get 3.35, which is again lower than initial target. So what to do? Again, as a businessman, you have to plan, can, for day 3, for semester 3. Now, what is the new target now? Based on the remaining apples, 104 apples or 104 units. So you repeat again the process. So now how much money in hand, based on 2 semesters, based on 2 days. So 551, you minus 65, minus 70, yeah, 70.35 in hands now, yeah. Basically, or the other way around is, if you look at the column CGPA, yeah, CGPA is the total accumulative of all efforts. So in hands now for the last 2 semesters of, yeah, so the total evaluated point is 135.75. So meaning that in the business, the student have collected 135 ringgit 75 cents. Okay, so how much money more, yeah, he has to collect in order to achieve 551? So 551 minus 13575, you are getting 4.15, yeah. So 4.15 you divide by remaining units or remaining apples, 104. Now each apple or each unit, you need to give them value 3.99. So what I'm trying to say here is, the student has gone through 2 semesters. Initial target 3.8. The first semester he obtained 3.27. The second semester he obtained 3.35. So now the student start to question himself. Oh yeah, I want to grab 3.8. Can I? Can I still get 3.8? So bullet 3 mathematically will calculate and tell him that, yeah, you most probably you can still get 3.8, provided the remaining 104 semesters, 104 units, meaning that the coming semesters, in another 6 semesters, each semesters he must get 3.99. If he's getting 3.99, then he still can grab 3.8. That's the idea of having bullet 3. Bullet 3 give the students a clear target of what to achieve based on his uh, graduating CGPA. He wants to graduate with certain CGPA. So based on that ultimate goal, he will use it, uh, try to get a GPA target for each semester, so that he is clear of what to get. Yeah, and also you are telling the student, yeah, you can still get this. So it's about manipulating the again the confident level of the students. So bullet tree allows, hopefully allows that, and I have used this with my PA, and it works. And some of my PA managed to uh, change or improve their performance, yeah, after certain setback, yeah, in previous semesters. So we worked together mathematically using bullet tree, and they said, oh, okay, doctor, okay, I can get this now. But sometimes, yeah, life goes on, you need also to change the ultimate target. Maybe the students now, yeah, he said, okay, doctor, maybe I want to reduce my CGPA target, yeah, for open graduation. So maybe I want to get now 3.6. So what you have to do is, on 3.6, you change everything there. So what happen if you change the CGPA score now? So the amount of money, the 551, will no more be there. So it will, a new figure lower than that will appear. So you work on less amount based on whatever the student has accumulated in the first 2 semesters or in the first 3 semesters. Okay, that's the idea of bullet tree. Yeah, graduating CGPA target.